Okay, so welcome everybody. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Abhirambika Ravi Varman. I am a life coach, and you know by now that I work on transformations and I work on the concept called Lifefulness. And this video is all about the book itself, the whole concept of Lifefulness we've put together as a book. And this book is going to be launched end of this month. So we are very excited, and I'm also excited more to introduce two key people who've been behind the book. One is Anupama. Anu, say hi.
Hi.
She's an author. She's my friend from school, and she is an amazing writer. I just love what she writes, and she is the author. She gracefully agreed, is what I should say, to actually be the editor for the book. So she's done a great job with the book. And the other person is Mridula. Mridula, say hi. Okay, so we have a young kid with us who's excited about illustrations, and her illustrations have added a lot of color and excitement to the whole book, because this book is a journal. It's a self-help journal. So obviously there's a lots of connect when it is with good illustrations. So Murula has done all the illustrations, and I am excited to share some of it by end of this video as well. So before that, I'm going to share some experiences of the writing this book. So like a lot of people read a lot of books, they take their time, they go through a lot of what to say, basically voracious readers, and they are the ones who land up writing or authoring books. I have been the reverse. I have actually written this book first, because the moment something came up in my mind, I said, let me quickly put this down, because when I read somewhere, I probably shouldn't get influenced or see a style of writing. So this book will be something very unlike what you would have normally read. It's not a lengthy book. It's a very, very simple, small book. I also, I look at it from my style. That is for people who like to read a lot, but there are people who just want to get to the core of something, just get the point as to what the author is trying to say. So this book is just the point. You will not see other extra things that you will get to read. And then there's lots of activities, and I felt very comfortable trying those activities myself. And these are activities that I use with my clients, and it's worked very well for a lot of them. Different activities we've used with different clients. And I thought, when someone wants to get coached as a client, you want to explore coaching. Before even stepping into a contract with a coach or trying to do something with a coach, I felt just exploring something by the self, like just doing it by yourself, would be a great idea. And that was the base idea for the book itself. So I'll show you some topics that we have in the book, and all of those are where you can work on yourself. And beyond that, if you feel you need a coach, you need to work one-on-one, with me or any other coach for that matter, you can go. But this book will be like your first step into reflective work and coaching yourself, basically. Okay, so that's a little bit about the book, and it's Lifefulness, the same name I have given as what my concept of coaching itself is. So good. So I'm going to move to Anu and Mridula to say what their idea was and what they felt as they did. So Anu, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. Why not? So I really loved this book because I have been with the book from the beginning, from the time you started writing it. And it's not like I entered it during the editing phase. So, I have been like I have edited it like 5 times now, and I have done the activities every single time. And every time I did the activity, I understood something more, something extra. And every time I read the book, there was more insight. So it is a very simple, sweet book. Actually, it is very easy to understand, and it is very simple to follow. Also, you can follow the ideas like literally immediately. And for me especially, this is important for me because I am not a creature of habit. I cannot instill habits in myself, and especially the healthy habits. No, I cannot instill it myself. So but this book kind of helped bring about that small changes at a very basic level. So then what I can say is that this is really a great book to have in your bookshelf, and I can't wait to have the printed version with me so I can do the activities one more time.
Wow, thank you so much, Anu. I think That's interesting to know as well, that you did it every time, and this is something I didn't know. I thought Anu did it once, but that's interesting to know as well. Thanks, Anu. So Mridula, now up to you. What is it, your thoughts?
I agree with Anu ma'am, because this book is a quick read, and it's not very complicated. It takes all your conflicted small thoughts and makes you put your conflicted thoughts in the mind, and you use it constructively in those activities. And while illustrating them, it's not like the usual journal books where they give you instructions to be followed for you to work on it. There are some pages in this book where you actually it's left to the reader's interpretation and their own visualization of that. So it was very interesting to work on, and I think my main challenge was to make the illustrations gender free, so everybody can relate to it. It's not only for women, it's not only for men, it's for everybody. So I really enjoyed working on these.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, and it's an important point, right? It's a gender-free book, and so what we tried, in fact, Mridula has done an amazing job with a single line drawing where these images have come out very nicely. So I'll show you some of what she has done. And also another point, like if you see, Anu is a parent. She is, she's a teenage parent, and Mridula is, out of college just a year ago, and both of them could kind of relate to the book. So my intention also was that it's not very age specific. It's something that even youngsters can reach out, and it's something that can fit in at a really lot of spaces. So that's also something we tried, and it looks like it's worked. So thanks to both of you for sharing that here. Okay, so is there any other question or any other things that you want to ask, or something that came up in your mind?
Yes, ma'am. Where did you get the ideas for these activities and the chapter wise? Like how did you reach the point where you thought, okay, all these things has happened to me in life, and I want to spread this to everybody. Like it's achievable for everybody to do this if they put their thoughts out in the universe and positive thinking. Where did you get your ideas for this?
So I had, in fact, when I used to work in the corporate, I was working in a bank, right? So that time, this whole concept of mind and actually gaining clarity over the mind was never something, right? You're very busy, in fact, in our day-to-day lives, that we don't spend that kind of time, and we don't know that actually spending that kind of time in your mind can accelerate your growth, 5x, 10x, the amount of time that you spend on your internal self. So when I quit, and thanks to my son, because of whom I quit, and then I realized the actual potential that somebody could have. And that is what took me into coaching. And the moment my coaching journey started, then it was all, a no-brainer. It became something that all coaches, in fact, generally start with that. It's like, how do you go deeper inside yourself and uncover something, is the way coaching works. And I felt these activities. So in coaching, there are two things. One is it's a conversation. So we don't really have too many activities that way. But when somebody has to self-coach, because I found in a lot of clients, especially around here, there's a lot of inhibition to get in with coaching with somebody, even for counseling, coaching, all of that, people have some kind of inhibition. They feel, oh, I have to go tell the whole thing about my life to this person. How do I trust, and how do I start, what do you say? How do I really go about doing this whole process? And to break that ice with them, I felt doing something like this would break it for themselves, and they'll start feeling comfortable working on themselves, doing something. And then obviously coaches are available all the time. So then they kind of free their mind and step in there. So that was the idea and concept.
Okay.
So I have one question. What is your writing confidence? Because as a writer, I know a lot of writers struggle with writing confidence, even the big reputed authors. So how did you grow your writing confidence? You are not a writer.
I know, and when Anu says that, it's true, because she knows me from school. I am not a writer. I'm not someone who has actually spent time reading or writing, for that matter, right? So it kind of goes hand together. I only stuck to the thought that was there in my mind. I only stuck to the concept, and I felt the best way to bring out the concept, whatever that came up. So when in fact, a lot of authors have this thing, right? I will have all of these topics in the book. So they'll kind of create the content space. They know the flow before they start writing. This book was nothing like that. It was just what came up in my mind when I opened my Word and I sat, what came up in my mind at that time, whatever activities flew at that time, I just wrote that. So that was also something which I wasn't very sure. I wasn't sure if people will really be able to connect to that. But when you all worked on it, when you felt the connect, that built my confidence more.
So what is the essence of lifefulness? If you have to give this book to someone and you just have to like tell them, explain it to them in 2, 3 lines, how would you describe it?
I would describe it with the acronym itself. Lifefulness is living with inner focus and evolving with fullness. So for me, it's when my life changed was the moment I started turning inward. That's when coaching happened. That's when business happened. That's when I got the confidence. I'm not a person who would run a business. You know me also very well, Anu, right? I am this person who would want a big organization. That's how my career started. But the moment you turn inside, you start figuring out some other side of you, which is probably hidden also. And it's for some people I have seen even in the coaching process, it's hidden until you are 60, 70 years old as well. So you start figuring that side out, then you will land up doing things which are very, very different, which is very, very true to your soul, I feel, right? Something like that. Anu, if you remember, like, so another point is me and Anu had done 2 Zentangle books. We have these 2 published books which are there in the market. I was never a person who could draw a small biology, even those kind of illustrations in the book. But Zentangle seemed like something altogether very different. So we were able to create that book in no time, and we were able to publish that book as well. And that was also something that I uncovered about myself, that I could actually draw, and then I could actually write. All of these are some things I never knew. And it's interesting to keep figuring out, and I've not stopped figuring out. I'm still figuring out a lot of new things about me as well.
So there's one more question that I want to ask. So you started writing this book like 2.5, almost 3 years ago, right? Yeah. And what's the story from then to now? What's the story? Because I know you finished it like in at a really good pace. So what's the story from then to now?
So the funny thing is, like Anu said, the book was finished in about 2 months, right, Anu? It was almost, it's just 2 months. Every day I sat on it religiously every evening, and then I finished it. But the book was lying with me for a really long time because I wasn't very sure. Like I said earlier, will people read it? Will they actually do these activities? That was one thing that kept me. And also this thought of probably you're not even an author. So I started writing my blogs at that time. And then I realized people liked the blogs because they were short, they were very crisp, they were to the point. Then it built my confidence to say, yeah, why not? Probably this book is also something that people will really take it up, because it's also very similar to my blogging style. And the story is, whatever I have said in the book has only multiplied. So I have shared a lot of personal stories as well in the book, what happened and how things happened to me, how these concepts came in my mind. All of these are kind of doubled. So it's as good as I can write Lifefulness Part 2 very soon.
Good. And we were probably also waiting for Mridula to come and finish the illustration.
Well, yeah, we had to get the right. The universe always sends.
I really loved the way she has brought out her illustrations. It really completes the book. She's done a great job, actually.
I mean, I have always say this to my clients, and I always say this to a lot of people. The universe conspires. Matlab, it will bring the right people to you. And probably she had to come join the team and actually make the illustration. So the book was also waiting for a very good illustrator. That's also another reason why it was pending. So while she came and she filled the gap.
Right.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so if there is anything else, or do you think we should show them some pages from the book? Some illustrations? Okay, so I'm going to quickly screen share. Okay, so I'm going to actually show you, this is just a draft. So these are all some topics that we have in the book. Very, very, different topics. all connected to the whole concept of living with inner focus and evolving with fullness. So these are all some things that we have. And then I'm going to run through some illustrations like this. And we also have some reflective questions in each chapter. So you can, while you're doing the activity on one side, like we have some activity pages here, and every chapter has some questions for yourself. So while you ask yourself and, work on it, we also have a lot of affirmations. So there are affirmation pages like this. So this is where what Midrula is saying, that these are pages left blank for you to just go explorative, go and try and do some visualization using drawing. These are some fun illustrations. You can see the single line gender by, neutral kind of illustrations that she has done. Lots of it have very, very nicely come out. See, this is another favorite of mine, the inner child, right? And I'm going to show you one more, which is another favorite. Okay, where is that? Okay, so I'll show you two more. This is secret ingredient, belief, and belief is a core of the whole book as well, I would say. And my life, what I have believed is what I have become after I started on my journey. So there's a good amount of things I've mentioned about belief. And yeah, here. So look at this. I love this. This is a chapter on emotions and feelings, and I love the way these illustrations have come out. So that's it. I don't want to take too much, and show you as well. So this is just to give you an insight of what and all you can expect. So my sincere gratitude to both Anu and Mridula. I take this opportunity to thank you both. I mean, I can't thank you enough, but yes, for being there, supporting, because writing and keeping it as a word file is one thing, but actually getting it out of into a book and bringing it out is something else. And that's not, I think, generally an author needs a lot of support and people around to actually encourage. And with Anu, I've every topic, as soon as I write, I'll immediately say, this is what I wrote to her. I'll have a conversation. That's how she's been with the book, even before the book got completed. And from Mridula, it was a very, very new kind of work, right? Something on a reflective book was very different. So thank you so much, both of you. You've played a key role, and I have my sincere gratitude to both of you. So we'll come up with the launch date. It's going to be launched very soon. So you look for the launch date, and all of that will be announced. But yeah, this is what we wanted to share as a team with you about the book. So see you soon. Be ready to pre-order, because there's lots of offers that we put on pre-order. There are lots of webinars I'm going to run for people who are doing the pre-order based on the book itself. So if you're someone who is excited to work on yourself, you should be waiting for the pre-order link. So see you soon. Bye-bye.